Did we do anything else? And we got access to 500, I think about 500 credits from Kiro. So are we all at par? Like kuna mwenye alikwama anywhere kwa hiyo process, like haukuweza kuinstall app, haukuweza kucreate ile prototype, umepotelea somewhere in the kwa hiyo process. Anyone haiko pamoja na sisi? Aha, tuko pamoja. Thanks for that. And I think before going into much ya leo, allow me to briefly mention a few things. Tuliuliza pale kwa group, someone asked what am I going, like what is the admin going to benefit from these free classes? Maybe actually yeah, a very valid question. Unaenda kugain nini after this? Because it may not be entirely free. I made it very clear from the first moment while forming the group. This class equal 100% free. Hakuna any charge. So like you won't have to pay me a single coin. And the reason I formed this group is some lady we were in another group with. Okay, I had shared some a link to some Python ni language like tukayo, and that's what inspired me to form the group, to figure out of what could we learn and how do we go about it. So that was the uh, inspiration to that. I don't know if Anna go around. Anna, you with us? Yes, and no, amesema yes, and inspired me to start this movement. I don't know how we call it, these classes. Yeah, so thanks, Anne. That's why I think I'm a student 001. Ile group, she was actually the first to join. Yeah, so I think that is important. Ili tujue why are we doing this, and what am I going to benefit from this process? I think we don't have, okay, as much as we are doing everything, kila kitu unafanya, you are probably looking for money. But then when looking for money, at times you have to like make it indirect. It's like you are making it a direct approach. Or if I like help you maybe learn this skill, probably after a while you could be working on a project and probably we could collaborate. Maybe you've seen me doing something here and there, when we do it with you, or like give me a client or some, maybe that's a way I will benefit. But even if that does not happen, I will still have achieved if you gain the skill, you learn that even if you do not like you are not much into coding, unaweza create software yako. Actually for websites, you will realize how fast you can do like a portfolio or some simple website ukitumia AI. And if you benefit from such a skill, nione uko na website yako pale online, uko na app yako, maybe you just use it on your phone. I think that's enough achievement to me. Yeah, then now tuingie kwa today's business. the first order of business nilitaka tukue on the same page, and I think we are all on the same page. Earlier today nilikuwa na discussion with a few of us walikuwa wamekwama sana sana kwa kuinstall ile app kupata zile credits. I think hiyo system yao iko na kaissue mahali, and we were able to fix most of those issues. And today we will start by installing Android Studio. Okay, now Android Studio ni ile software mostly used. Okay, there are alternatives, but the official approach ya ku create apps zenye zitaingia kwa Play Store hukuwa Android Studio. So that we can use it, we need to install it on our computers. But then also Android Studio sometimes inaweza kuwa resource intensive in a way. Uta realize ukiweka kwa HDD iko na 4 GB RAM ama hata 8 GB, sometimes it somehow your computer becomes sluggish all of a sudden. Yeah, and kuna consequences to that. Sometimes inaweza crash, it will lose everything. Although very rare, sijai actually experience hiyo. For heard of someone with that issue. Yeah, there's that risk. So while installing it, jua kuna hiyo risk. Yeah, so I think we will have installed it on my computer, so I will not reinstall it. So we will use someone's computer, actually screen yake, and we do the installation. Okay, you don't need to share the screen really to install, but for the sake of someone who has not been like installing apps before, you see this class I have in mind that there's someone hayuko into tech at all, like the most tech things anafanya ni install apps, so that's why we are like doing it together. So do we have someone willing to share their screen ili kufanya installation ya Android Studio? Anyone? Anyone willing to share screen yake? You just like share your screen and I'll guide you on everything to do. You won't even need to unmute or something. Ni tu screen yako tunahitaji. So I can see Samuel is sharing. Thank you, Samuel.
Welcome. So I'm waiting for your prompt, Joseph.
Yes, I'm okay. I think my network imepotea for some seconds. I was asking, were you able, like, have you downloaded the app on your device?
Which one?
Android Studio?
No.
Not yet. Okay, so we will just ingia kwa a search hapo kwa naona umefungua Chrome. Just open a tab, search Android Studio. Let me type that name, Android Studio. That's the app we need.
The first one.
Oh yeah, the first one. Yeah, we can download this one. You download Android Studio Auto Proof, the latest. For pale, we will just use the latest version. And I confirm embed. Sijui kama wewe ni kama other Kenyans tunatanga pale kwa kuconfirm. Kama you read the
Yes.
it's downloading.
It's 1.3.
Yeah, may take a few minutes. The reason actually nilitaka tuianze as early as now ni ili as it downloads we can be doing something else.
Okay.
Yeah. So as Android Studio downloads, we will be understanding how apps work. Like easy apps. Most of the apps on your phone, if you're using Android, 95% of the apps, or even 100% in some cases, umezitoa Play Store. And for an app to get to Play Store, really we access, like, what's the process? These apps, any app we use was someone's idea. Someone, an individual, an organization, a company, them. But ilikuwa ni idea imetoka mahali. And now how does that idea come from, like, from the idea stage hadi ifike pale Play Store? Jana kulikuwa na ideas, one of which was creating a copy ama some app that looks and works like YouTube. Tuka create a prompt, then tukaingia kwa ile AI ya Rock, and in that process tukajipata tuko na some prototype. Sijui yako ilikuwa gani. That's what someone mentioned, and nikapick hiyo. Most of us may have used other different ideas, so it's very open. Remember, from this class ama this group, ile idea umekuanga nayo software working, how you get an app inafanya ABC, how do I get website inafanya whatever for me hapa na pale. Hiyo idea come to reality, and I hope that the idea you were implementing yesterday. Now, how does that idea come from? Okay, jana tuliona imecheza kwa simu. I hope you did that. Like, hii class ikuwe as practical as that. Somebody we do this, do that. Now that we did that on our phones, how do we make it available to friends, like to everyone in the world? As we all know, Play Store ilikuwa global. Mtu wako US, ako India, anywhere ya Kenya, we can all access apps zenye ziko pale. How does that happen? That's what I want us to understand. Okay, you have an idea unataka app inakaa exactly, like itakaaje, itakuwa na features gani, itakuwa na screens zinafanya nini, if you maybe interact with screen A itafanya nini, then what should we expect if a user wants whatever, all those stuff you actually have to think about them. But jana hatuku okay, well, we are in this classes actually don't be like so deep into those system in architecture and engineering stuff, because there's AI and that's what we will use. We will use what AI has seen before itusaidie kupata like bring ideas zetu to life faster. So now after someone figures out your process, what happens next traditionally imekuwa ni you create a wireframe ama like you draw something trying to understand you as the idea owner ama you as a team, mnajaribu kuelewa kila kitu venye itakuwa. At that time hakuna any visible features, visible app ama buttons nini, you just like create most of them actually were drawn on paper. You use a pen, draw a button and label it based on like what itafanya, then the next screen itakuwa aje, After you've done that, then you get into the coding, which will maybe start with the database design and stuff. Then after a while, uko na some app working on a local device, like kama kwa simu yako ama kwa emulators. There are features tunazitanga emulators, like ina create kama ina emulate, actually emulators emulate, ina imitate ama ina create a certain phone identity. Kama kuna phone iko na maybe Android version 16 ama 15, na with that Android 16 or 15 iko na storage fulani, iko na screen size fulani. So there are those emulators that do that. And also, so you can like test the app on an emulator or on a real device. This is how it's done. Now, Android Studio is one place, I'm a workplace, I'm a Twitter, it's a tool, one tool that supports your features. We will actually be exploring to see how how to do that. Like how do you open an emulator and under what circumstances? How do you use a real Android device and how do you do it? Yeah, so that's it. Now after umetest ile app kwa emulators na kwa real Android devices, the next thing hukuwa kuiweka pale Play Store. Initially before 2023, it will take 2 or 3 days after you are sure app yako iko sawa, unaiweka tu pale Play Store, then the team checks, wanaitangua reviewers. Not sure of the exact thing, but we say inakuwa reviewed. So after imekuwa reviewed for a few days, then inakuwa available to everyone. Which you could opt ikue in stages, like unaweza opt ikue available to a certain region ama to some specific people, maybe in an organization. Okay, iko pale wanaidownload Play Store, but then nobody apart from when you are within a certain restricted area, then hakuna mwingine anaweza access. If umeopt hiyo route, after wameconfirm iko sawa, then you release it to maybe to some countries ama to the whole world. Yeah, so that's how it works. And now most of the work nowadays after, okay, remember nilisema before 2023. So then what changed after 2023? Kuna hii AI boom. AI imekuwa AI imekuwa ikikama from I think 2022 hadi saa hii. New AI apps are coming up, ziko zina release versions mpya, and some of those versions can help anyone to create an app. And kwa hiyo process we find maybe Play Store akarealize kuna so many apps zenye hazina quality enough, haziko of enough quality kukuwa released to the world. So what they did, they introduced something called closed testing, a mandatory closed testing. Also, closed testing has been there for a very long time. But then after kila mtu ana release app zingine hazina ile value ama nini, closed testing came about. And now what is closed testing? Closed testing is how do we define it? Closed testing is where your app is on Play Store, but then it's only available to a very restricted number. I think inakwanga up to 100 users. Yeah, siko sure of the number, but up to about 100 users for at least 2 weeks. Actually, wanakwanga very precise, wanatamani for at least 14 days. Na these users lazima wakuwe at least 12. So you need at least 12 users wanatumia ile app yako frequently for hizo 14 days. Okay, so developers interpret it as daily. The thing I think they feel as if daily. Frequently, maybe you are a siku like sika siku tatu haijaitumia. Yeah, so that's it. And hiyo clothes testing ndio imekuwa the biggest barrier now to app kuweza kuingia Play Store. Na why? 14 days na kukuwa na 12 users wanatumia app seems like a very simple thing. Just ukiangalia, hata nikiangalia mentally, you have maybe close to 20 friends wako na Android phones. So testing unaona wakiweka ile app within 2 weeks you will have it. But then sometimes haikuangi the case. Ukishaanza kuifanya wewe una publish ile app like okay, kuweka app ikuwe available to users kunaitanga publish. So ukifanya ile process ya publishing una realize some users Android version zao probably haziko kuna hizo issues. And also sorry, apart from that unaweza pata wale users wanatumia ile app, they're like not doing it correctly. Actually, okay, hii using app for this period inaitangwa closed testing. So hawa tunayoita closed testers ama in short testers. Hawa testers wako wanaweza kuwa either they are not opening the app ama they just opening and they are not like doing the real testing. Yeah, so those are some issues and they are very huge because kila mtu akisema amerepeat testing for 3 months, 3 months, ukirudia testing for 3 months means umefanya 2 weeks, month moja iko na 2 weeks mara mbili, like 2 weeks alafu 2 weeks zingine month inaisha. So hiyo ni kumaanisha if you've done it for 3 months, you've done it 6 times and that will be very draining na wewe because imagining unaongea na wale watu very frequently and you repeat that thing over and over again. It's not the best thing that will happen that you could like wish to experience. Yeah, so I thought if wise, kwa hizi classes, I show us that like how do you test an app? How do you make app yako ikue available to users kwa Play Store? And for that case, remember hii kitu ni very practical. Okay, as much as kuna hii theory hapa na pale, like what I'm trying to share. I want hii kitu ikue as practical as possible. So for that, I'm actually testing several apps. I think four something. I have two are ready for testing now. So this one already nimeshamaliza testing, waiting for approval, so tuone hiyo process. And as we still wait for Android Studio imalize kudownload, okay, it's a very huge app. Android Studio ni 1.3 GB or something. So ndio maana ina take time. I'll share my screen. Go 1.2 iko almost. Iko almost 10 minutes left. Before then, Samuel, allow me to share screen yangu kidogo tu so that I just show us how. Okay, thank you Samuel. So that nionyeshe how ile process inakuanga aje. So for that I'll share my entire screen. Let me just share something else. Mm. 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 The failure screen nataka kushare. Let me share the entire screen then niende pale direct. Is my screen visible? Oh no, good. Thank you, Gilbert. So what you can see is uh, something we call console. Pale juu unaona ni play.google.com stroke console. Tunaitanga console, unaweza sikia ikiitwa Google Play Console. No, not Google Play Console. There are people who call it some fancy name. But let's just call it Google Play Console or a console alternative. This is where you publish apps. Na kuna two versions za Google Play Console. Kuna ya apps na kuna ya APIs and other stuff. So tunaongea ya apps. So this is it. The moment you have it, this is what you find. Though ainanga app, ainanga all these details, these are like details zingine una add, zingine unapata automatically kama account ID. I think Google gives it to you. This account costs $25. So ili ukwe na Google Play Console, you will pay $25 to Google one time. Like you after umelipa hiyo $25 hautawahi lipa tena. The reason nasema one time ni because probably kuna watu wako into websites na najua kuna hosting renewals, domain stuff nini. For the console ni unalipa one time and you are done. And the best time to pay for the console ni ukishaona app yako ndio ushai-create ndio unaiona and now you feel hataki kufanya hiyo close testing nini, yeye anataka app I download Play Store. You know, we have so many different types of people we work with. So if they want to like hiyo ikuwe ni the first point anataka kuiona, you get the app, something working, get a play console for them, then get testers, and then after that you will have it. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the Google Play Console. And Samuel, ile imemalizika. Samuel, has
Yes,
the download completed?
yes, yes.
Okay. Then kindly share your screen. Let me stop sharing
Okay.
because that's more important. Thank you. You can see your screen. Yeah. So okay, sasa hapo tunarudi pale kwa ile console shortly. Okay, nataka kwanza tufanye hii installation because it may take some time. So to install, I think we can double click on the app. As it's loading, let's give it a minute or some seconds. Can't see anything happening. George, I'm trying to observe if the installation will happen. Not yet, bado. Well, let's see. I see hujafungua so many heavy apps. Let's see. I think it install. Good. We're starting. You can see this is how Android Studio starts. You can move to next. We want to install the very minimum things. Then Android virtual device. Pale kwa virtual device tuta uncheck. We will uncheck the virtual device. Okay, virtual device sometimes inaweza kuwa heavy. I will show you how to install it baadaye, but for now let's keep that juu ya resources and time nini. Yeah. So we move to next. Next. Then next. Install. So it will start installing. Yeah, it has started. So it's extracting resources. Let's give it some minutes. As it extracts, maybe I can continue with like the explanation bila kuona ile nini bila kushare screen. So let's just have Samuel's screen. I just explain nini bila kupresent anything. Yeah, so tulikuwa tumefika pale kwa like process ya how do you get an app. Usha create app yako, unaona ina run poa kwa device yako. Pia probably umewekea friend yako ako hapo around kufanya, ukiweka kwa device lazima ikue. And now how do you make it available to the test? Inaita location, kuna details za your experience as a developer. There are like so many questions unajibu pale. You actually fill in more than I think 100 fields. Next, the next pale shamaliza ku click on the next button. Finish so that we can inaweza funguka. What is this Android Studio? Okay, there are people who fear installing Android Studio. Okay, start online CSV Android Studio does this, does that. You fear having it on your computer. And I actually had the same fear until I installed it on a 4 GB RAM, 500 GB HDD, and it worked. So it can work anywhere. Ndio inafunguka. Let's click on it. Naona pale kwa nini kwa task pale chini. We can choose any, either send or don't send. So you can move to next. Next, doing a standard. Next. Then this virtual device ndio hatujainstall. It's somehow big, so tuta uncheck. That's good. Then to the next. Next. And for this vitu zenye tuna cancel, okay, then to accept pale unaweza soma, unaweza itafuta tu baadaye usome, not have that much time. Then next. Pale between previous na cancel, hii inaweza take 5 minutes ama even 10. Let prepare some minutes. So now I was mentioning something about the installation process. Kuna hizo vitu tume skip, like tume uncheck. If you feel uko na enough time ya Android Studio kuinstall, you can check them. And also if you unaona haita, like computer yako iko na resources poa, like RAM iko sawa, processor iko sawa, storage ni ile mzuri, then you can move with all of them. So yeah, you can give it a try. So as it installs, I think I'll now share my screen because it'll take a few minutes. Yeah, so present now. My screen. Thank you, Samuel. I don't know if screen yangu ndo na share. Can someone see my screen? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so this is the play console. Hii tumesema unapata from Google. Then after umepata ile nini, this now how do you like add an app? I think that's an important bit. How do you add an app to this console? At first, before ikuwe na any app, kuna kuanga na this button tunaona create app, inakuanga hapa katikati, like any other user interface. Tunaanga before ikuwe na anything, kuna kuanga as a very big button create app, like for you to start doing the main activity ya hiyo platform ama hiyo site. So you create an app. Let's see how it's done. Actually, si complicated. Unaweka jina ya app pale, you choose if it's an app or a game, you choose if it's free or paid, you declare hizi vitu hapa. Let's actually try entering some app. Tuite aje? Someone give me a name. App gani unatamaningi kucreate? Give a that name. Vidora. Thank you, Vivian. We'll use Vidora. And then let's say it's an app. We'll go with free. Okay, no, this is for free. Mostly we pick free ili approval ikuwe faster. Remember pale tulisema kuna stage fulani unategeanga approval ifanyike. So for paid apps may take some time. If you move with the free version first, then unaweza change to paid. As you can read hapa, you can edit these baadaye. You can edit on the until you publish your app. Like you'll see where to do those stuff. Then let's accept these details, then create an app. It's loading, as you can see. Yeah, then you get a screen like this one. This screen shows you the stages of your app inaweza kuwa. Inaweza kuwa kwa stage inajiita internal testing, kuna stage inajiita closed testing, and there's another stage called production. While you are getting Android Studio, you are getting Play Console. Main reason hukuwa ni iende production ili ikuwe available to everyone. As you can read hapa, wanasema iko available to everyone in the world. And then kuna hii closed testing yenye tumemention app testing za maybe security features ama user interface, user experience stuff. If you have such a team, internal testing is where you go for. But now if the app like create, it's you are the sole developer or your app, you go with closed testing. Now this closed testing has some tasks you need to like work on, select countries, select testers, then create a release, preview nini hiyo. Yeah, and how you go about it, I don't think unaifanyianga hapa. You see, tukiclick hapa we can't like see the tasks. So tunakaa wingi hapa kwa close testing, then I hope I'm not too fast. Naona time isha almost kuisha. Unaingia kwa close testing, then you choose a track. You can go with this track ama you create a new one. Okay, a track ni a series of versions za app zenye ziko related. Yeah, so you can go with that. You just manage that because most of the time natumianga tu hiyo. Hapa ndo sasa we can select country na come pale, you can add countries of your choice. Most of the time unaweka zote, ama if you are choosing specific countries, all the countries ziko pale. Kenya is one of them. You can like pick it, then save that. Then after you saved that, unaona zile tasks umebakisha. So out of 4 tasks we've done 1, so we have 3 more. Select testers, then hapa ndio tuna add testers. So far niko na some email list inaita True Friend Testers. I have an app called True Friend, iko imemaliza testing, so inangoja approval ama review. Yeah, so you now for this app, because probably unatumia different people to test hii app. So tuite Fedora testing. Kuna ile email ukiingia pale kwa Play Store unaonanga hiyo ndio email yako. Probably kwa simu yako kuna email start ama 2. Then kuna ile yenye iko Play Store. I hope I'm communicating something. Hiyo email ndo tunahitajingi hapa. So sometimes sasa atakupea yenye si anatumia Play Store. In that case utajipata ukirudia ituenda like mkizungushana, yeye anajaribu kuinstall app, hainstall nini, hizo back and forth. So get the app. Let me just some you to click enter pale, then save. You create the list. You see we have that now. So ukipata tester mwingine wa hiyo app, you add them there. And why are we adding them? Why are we getting the emails that are our testers? ni juu utahitaji kuwapea link. Kuna link fulani inapianga hapa, tunaona sahii haiko active hapa kwa copy link. Inakuanga active that like app yako isha kuwa allowed kufanya testing. If tester hajakupea email yake hataweza kuinstall hiyo app, so that's it. After that utakuja ku create release, leave and discard that. Yeah, I think I'll also delete that. Mm, yeah, let's leave it that. So tukuje pale kwa releases. Now hapa kwa release you add like some file, some sisi inakwanga AB file ya ile app. You create it through Android Studio, then unai-upload hapa, unai-uploading pale, alafu these details zinajijaza, then you proceed, which hiyo tutafanya sahi. We actually don't have that app, but we will be doing it later. And I think I'll give a few of us a chance to test zile apps ili tuone how is testing ya app, ili ukifanya testing ya app yako ama ukitumia other people to test app yako, you will know like what exactly do you need from them. Yeah, so I think that's it. That's the most hiyo ndio ile kazi mob kuwa tunaona hapa. Kuna app iko kwa in preview. Yeah, so nitakuwa itaingia live, so itakuwa published and I will share it with us ishakuwa live. So hii hata niwapea link. You can't actually search it Play Store, only testers can access it for now. So I think that's it. Hiyo ndio nilitaka kushare. So tutarudi pale kwa tutarudi kwa screen ya Sam. Sam, you can share your screen. Okay. Stop sharing. And before and Samuel shares the screen, bado inaendelea saa zingine ina taking time. Leo we have a special appearance, and yeah, so don't move away before to hear from him. We have an engineer, a software engineer with us, to guide how best do we create these apps. Yeah, so as that app installs, I think we will now I think we could use someone's phone, someone else's device. Samuel, if you allow us to use your device also as Android Studio in a download, ingia kwa Kiro, so I can see it's open. So if you don't mind, Kiro, it will be great, because Kiro will be the main app. Okay, Kiro, Android Studio na simu yako, hizo ndio zile vitu you use, you loop around when you are creating apps. I can see it's already open pale chini kando ya Android Studio.
My Kiro failed at this point. Ilifika hapo, couldn't be able to access beyond this point after login via AWS Builder ID.
Oh, okay. Let's fix that. We can actually start by fixing it. It will be so. Just open it.
I open what now?
Kiro, okay, the app. I can see like the app iko pale. Open it. Click pale kwa sign in. Yeah, click hapo. Then let's wait for itafungua tab fulani. Yeah. Then let's give it a moment alone. Actually, nili notice there are some other people walikuwa na the exact same issue.
Okay.
Ilikuwa ina come up, but ilikuwa some people were experiencing it. So we'll fix that as Android Studio install.
Okay. Though this has opened in another browser,
Oh,
should I
okay.
copy? Do you mind if I copy to the Chrome?
Uh,
This
Excuse
URL.
me. Excuse me. I
yes,
think I
please.
know. I think I know the problem. I had to install because even mine was giving me the same problem. But I noticed if you had ticked when you are installing AWS and then you ticked uh, you include Explorer, it will always be directing you to those other browsers instead of choosing Chrome.
Mhm.
Okay, I get it. Now that like Isha letter hii place ya kuweka email, I think
Mhm.
we can proceed.
We can?
We can proceed with like what
Okay.
we have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So with what we may choose, let's just go with that. Take any email you have access to.
Let me try to change. Okay. Let me go with this one.
Okay. You can continue. You already have an account, so I think so utaangalia ile code wamekutumia pale iweke.
Let me change because I have an account with a different email.
Okay.
The second email. Now this one.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Me signed out.
Sorry? Oh, this one is signed out. Oh, that's the thing. I don't.
Now for the one yenye ulikuwa umeweka, like do you have access to it? Like can you see penye code imetumwa?
Yes, I have the code.
Then I think we could just go with that. So turudi pale kwa Kiro.
Okay.
Kiro. I cancel that. No, hapa kwa chini ya cancel. Then sign in with AWS Builder.
Okay.
Then itafungua tab ingine. Hii ni social sign in. Ndio maana like huwezi like ukimove link from hapa to pale, maybe some cookies ama some session ID zinaweza kuwa na issues, ujipate una loop tu mahali moja.
Okay.
Like at the moment tumeweza kufungua Kiro or what we will be using Kiro for sana sana ni kuprompt, like kuambia AI what to do in our app. That when you are prompting, like when you are using any tool or anything, if you are using as a builder ID is associated. So read it. Hii inaweza close sana. Maybe no, we can sort of see issue baadaye, time songa mbaya. So do we have someone else mwenye amefungua Kiro yake ashare screen yake? Anyone else you have Kiro open, share screen. Time is not on our side kabisa. Anyone just share your screen. Just start sharing. Also Samuel, hiyo nini hizo downloading ya hizo stuff ikimalizika, you can let us know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. Thank you. Someone is sharing the screen. Vivian. Thank you, Vivian. Kiro. Yeah, thank you. Now this is the app. This is the app we will be using to create our apps. Kiro. You can see how we have 500 credits. Ukiangalia on the bottom right corner, hapo mahali kuna turudi mpaka ya hapo kwa hiyo ni you can see pale inasema Kiro free bonus 0500 for 30 days. Yeah, so now this is where we will be doing the app creation. And remember jana we were to import we were to bring the code from Rock to these to our computer ili tukuwe na a place to start. Now we had two options. We had one option, you like subscribe to the premium one na you upate access ya ile download button yenye unaweza export to GitHub, and ikiwa GitHub you can have it locally very easily. Ama alternatively usilipe anything na you download one file at a time. Like actually don't download, you copy, you create the folder structure, then una bring one file at a time. Like una copy content ya file moja unaileta pale, then una copy file structure ile organization ile file ingine iko kuna folder fulani kuna hizi files ingine hivyo, you copy everything hivyo. That's what I think. Okay, nisha mention tunalipia Android Studio. But then you don't need to pay for Android Studio at all. Yeah, so now this is the app we will be using to do the creation, the prompting. Probably we attend classes of prompt engineering, prompt engineering or something. And for that, I think we will invite Gilbert to let us know what are the best practices. Like, where do you start? What do you do? What do you not do? And like, how do you do it best? Yeah, just keep sharing the screen. I think Gilbert will tell us if atatumia screen yake ama what next to do. Gilbert, are you with us? Yeah, Gilbert, no. I think he's offline. Is currently offline, so probably net disappeared or something. So in the meantime, let's walk through these kidogo tu tujue how do you create folders, how do you add files pale, how do you copy things from yeah. As we can see, Kiro is open, and who can tell ni folder gani iko open? Vivian knows the folder amefungua, but sisi wengine probably hatujui. How do you know ile folder iko open kwa Kiro? Anyone who can tell? Type pale kwa chat section. Unaona ni folder gani tumefungua? Someone says Vidora. Vidora. So we know that we can see. We know where to check. Yeah. Iko pale katikati juu. Yeah. hapo. That's where you see the folder that you have opened. And the folder you open in this app ni ile folder yenye code yako iko hapo. Okay, we said we are not writing any code. Like hatuta type like hello world ama okay, wenye wamefanya coding, we won't be typing functions, we won't be typing any, like we won't code at all. But then hii app ni code. So someone has to write the code. Now that someone ni hii AI tool, hii Kiro. Yeah, so we have to have that code somewhere. And I think I mentioned on the first day, code in a living somewhere, either on your computer or on someone else's computer in it tunaitanga cloud. For this case, we will have all the code in our computers, nothing on the local storage. For purposes ya kufanya kila kitu ikue very very simple, not that tujui ama nini, like you know, sometimes you don't have to say everything that you know ama nini, considering like do you want, what message are you like delivering, the message ya hii ya these classes ni tuweze kucreate apps, not tupate those jargons, hizo whatever, hizo ma CMD and stuff. We want to be able to create apps, and that's why we will be very simple. We'll use very simple language. Yeah, and for that, we can see the folder that is open. And now, remember, jana tuliona kuna structure fulani ya pale kwa inajitaji kwa rock. Tuliona ile code imepangwa na mafolders. Kuna folder iko ndani ya folder ingine, alafu kuna ka folder kingine hapo ndani, files ziko hapo. So now how do we create that? Yeah, we will do that right away. So Vivian, if you don't mind, unaweza peleka kwa ile folder ya Vidora kwa file explorer, tunaitanga file manager. Where Vidora is, create somewhere, open it, just open it. Yeah, if you see Vidora is open, na ni a very empty folder. Someone asked, how do we create folders? So kuna very many ways that we create folder tukiwa hapa. On the screen tunaona bado some text inasema new folder pale juu. Pale ya code. You can see your new folder. That's the default way of create folders. Actually, the way we click tuone how what it done. You see, the moment you click it in a create a folder na inaita jina new folder. So now how do you give that folder a name yenye unataka? Like jana kulikuwa na folder inajiita app. You just start typing. Yes, week 1. Yeah, you see that's a folder. Then to confirm the name of that folder, I would click enter key. Ama you click anywhere else in the screen and you find that folder created. And now inside this folder, I want us to create another folder. So we will first open it. Open, double click. Okay, you can do that. So tulifungua desktop kwanza, then tukafungua Vidora, then tukafungua week 1. Yeah, tunaweza na pale juu as Vivian is showing us. Now inside week 1 folder, tuta create folder ingine tuite day 3. Now for day 3, I think, yeah, tuite day 3. Henry says there's an issue in downloading component. Downloading which components, please? Nani Henry? Yeah, so Henry.
Yes.
Which like where is the issue? Yeah, could download. Hello. Yo, bado sikupati. I think unapotea.
Yeah. Can I?
Before sharing it, just a few minutes to navigate hapa na and then yes.
Like
I think sikupati vizuri. Pardon please. I think nimekupoteza mahali. Ama type. If you can type. Oh, Titus seems to understand the issue. Titus anasema check the internet connection or click restart or install. You can try that, Henry. Tuone venye iko. Just try that, then tuambie venye itakuwa. So let's get back to Vivian's screen. Tuna create folder Vidora, then ndani hiyo folder tuka create folder ya day 3, week 1, then day 3, like in that line. So day 3 iko ndani ya week 1, which is in Vidora, which is in desktop, which is this PC. Like kuna hiyo tunaitanga aje, hiyo hierarchy ama that ranking. And now we want to open back ile Vidora. Then in Vidora we will now create another folder. Tuite week 2. Yes, week 2. Good. What just happened? Oh, Henry is sharing the screen. Okay, so
I think it's
yes. Hello.
yes.
Pardon, please. What? Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Where is the issue? Mm-hmm. You will kindly stop sharing screen because something patani. Henry, if you don't mind, kindly just type type the issue yenye una experience, and we will see that because there's probably some issue either on my end or on your end, network. Just type. Yeah, so Vivian, we now have
Okay. Sorry for that.
Okay. Yeah, so we have the folders created file, and now we want to add some code inside these folders. So how do we, no. We will add some code inside these folders. And how do we do that? Tufungue Kiro tena. Then on the top, on the left side pale juu ya see on the same page, click hapo you explorer. Just on the left side, you get to on the left hapo, just click on that. Good. You can see now the folders zenye create, and if you click on the week 1 ilikutulieka ka folder hapo ndani, unaona day 3 ina come. So what we want to do is create a file, a very simple file tuiweke kwa day 3. So how do we do that? Click on day 3, and then hapo juu kuna hiyo ka plus ya file, kuna hiyo good hapo, click hapo, then hii file tuite file1.txt, file1 bila space. Kwa files hakunanga space anyway. So file1.txt. It's good. Enter, click enter. Yeah, good. So we now have that file. So now the moment we click enter, that's inafunguka hapa. So then we will type hello world, just a simple text, hello world. Hello world, as simple as that. Then save. Unaweza tumia control S, save, control S. So you notice something happened, kulikuwa na circle before we save. After saving, the circle kwa hiyo file imeenda. So we've created a folder, to create files, and that's it. That's how you do it. Na loop hivyo until uweze to collect all the files from Kiro, from, how do you call it, from rock. Yes, so yeah, so that's it. Kwani nani anani prompt hapa pesa? Who is that? So prompt pesa. Yeah, so that's how we do that for anyone you know how to go about it. Yes, so I don't know ile ingine tulimaliza. He had Samuel, ile download ilimaliza.
Not yet. Perhaps we can check Vivian's if hers is almost done. Mine is at that 7%.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And
No problem.
yeah,
Okay. Thank you for that. Vivian, were you able to install yours? Nice. Vivian's isha install already. Here's how it looks like. So inakwambia welcome to Android Studio. And here is where you create your app. Here is where you create your project. And to create an Android Studio project, unafaa uelewe a few things. Project ya Android Studio, kuna ile kafolda fulani maybe uliona while we were doing it with Samuel. Kuna ile ka file path somewhere uliona. That's where projects of Android Studio hukuwa stored by default. We will check on that because I'm sure, I'm certain most of us can't remember place kulikuwa na kitu hiyo. So we will create a very simple app, then tuone penye iko, and from that I think we will proceed. We will know what next to do. So we will create a new project. So hapo kwa new project, yeah, hapo just click on that. Then tunapata very many options. On the very extreme left side tunaona text pale juu Android Studio, inatuambia hapo chini ni version gani. Then below that tunaona options za customize plugins na learn. Yeah, where Vivian's mouse ama kasa iko. Then kuje kando kidogo towards the center penye tunaona good hapo tunaona ile text pale juu new project, natuambia we are opening a new project. Then hapo chini tunaona ni templates. You can see the word templates iko like for blood in a way. No, hizi vitu zote za phone, tablet, whatever, all these are templates. And what is a template? Template ni kitu maybe watu wa WordPress ndo wako so much familiar na template. Watu wa Canva, you know what a template is. A template basically ni a starting point ya kufanya kitu fulani. Like you are creating a a graphic, a poster, na uko na template fulani, uko na picha fulani iko na place ya kuweka text, picha ya kuweka photo, picha ya kuweka heading ama nini. So kazi yako tu kubandika text pale na kubandika picha, which makes the work very easy. Hiyo ndio tunaita template. So the same case when you are creating an app, kuna so many files za code actually, very many, I think in thousands zinakuwa created. na kucreate moja moja will be somehow hectic. So we use templates for that. Now Android Studio provides that. Remember, Android Studio is the official the platform that Google's that Play Store identifies ya create apps za Android. So they provided templates for that. And we can see ile selected the phone and tablet. Then hapo chini kuna Wear OS, zile za smartwatches, kuna television, the smart TVs, the car. We've seen apps zinakuwa install kwa car, maybe zina connect na simu and something probably interacted with search for. Kuna za XR. All these are templates. Now, depending on una create Android app ya kutumika wapi, you know where to choose. If ni ya simu, that's unaenda na phone. If ni ya TV, you move with the TV version. Now, with the phone and tablet one pre-selected. Hizi ziko pre-selected zote pamoja kwa app yenye inafanya kwa simu, most of the time inafanyanga kwa tablet. It's just that iko na how do you call them, resolutions ziko different kidogo, which we will see how to go about it. And kwa hizi templates tuko na many options. Kuna empty activity, navigation, UI, nini hizi vitu zote. This one yenye inakuanga the easiest to use ni ile maybe unaweza ni ile iko na vitu mingi, but the easiest one yenye haikusumbuangi hata ukipiga ukifind change something baadaye ni empty activity. Actually iko pre-selected in a way. Empty activity ile good empty activity hiyo yenye tumeselect. Take note kuna difference ya empty activity na empty views activity. We always go with the empty activity for beginners. Okay, kama umefanya apps tano nini, you know, deep stuff, unaweza choose any other, but for a start make things as simple as possible. Move with empty activity. So to me select to move to next. Sorry if I'm explaining too much, because I'm trying to sisi sote tuelewe what is happening, because if we don't understand the why, then hatutajua, we won't find reason to do it actually. And now hapa kwa name, you enter the name of the app, like ile app nataka ipatikane kwa Play Store. Vidora. So Vidora is the app, and you may notice as you type the name, hapo chini package name inajitype, something happens. Actually jaribu ku add some letters, alafu notice, you see it's ina change things kwa those two fields, field ya package name na ya save location, zina move along. Why does that happen? An app each app lazima ikuwe na ID. The same way each Kenyan, if you're some age, you have to be identifiable. So unachukua ID. So app pia zikiwa pale Play Store have to be identifiable. So probably umeshai angalia apps kadhaa ama mbili or three ziko na the exact same name. So how are they identified? Kuna ID ya app. That ID ni package name. Iko just below the name, the app name. So the default one ni com.example.vidora. You can change that. Okay, now this package name inatokanga wapi? Sana sana inakuanga ni jina ya website in reverse. Like this, the way we could have probably, I think most of us tushasikia website inajita Jumia. I think we've had Jumia. Nani hajaisikia some sites by the name Jumia before? I think most of us have had that. Now, Jumia website yake huku haikuangi Jumia, inakuwa jumia.co.ke. So now for their app, like when they were like a direct, that's what they did. Like the best approach, like the most direct approach for them to come up with their app ni kuchukua ile jina yao, website yao, jumia.co.ke. Now ikikuja kwa app package name, unaanza nyuma, ukiandika hiyo jumia.co.ke. Now start chukua ke kwanza, then co, then Jumia. So itakuwa ke.co.jumia. Yeah, so that's how it goes. So hapa hii package name yetu com.example.vidora ingekuwa website, ingekuwa vidora.example.com. At least tuko na context. Aha, we move with that. Then save location ni ile folder hii app yetu itakuwa stored. We can see the path yote. We will see how to navigate. See users, Lenovo, Android Studio projects, then Vidora. Alafu kuna minimum SDK. Sasa hapa kwa minimum SDK is very important, actually very sensitive. It determines who will be able to use your app and what features can it have, because maybe ushaitumia Android fulani ama before, maybe you've upgraded your phone at one point, even if you're just an Android user, una realize hii simu ingine ume upgrade tu iko na features zenye the previous one didn't have. The newer one inakuwa na a higher version than the older. Tuna hapa minimum SDK ile yenye iko selected by default ni Android 7, inajita API 24 Nougat Android 7.0. Has some features. Then ile ingine inasonga next, inaona ni kuna 7.1, kuna 8, hizo zikiendelea hivyo zinaendelea kukuwa na more advanced features. So now if you pick, if you have, unataka app yako ikwenda zile features zimekuwa released the latest, like zilikuwa released last week but one, una choose Android Studio yenye iko na namba kubwa, maybe 12, 13 or even 16. I don't know, kuna past 16 so far. I think 16 is the most recent. But also, sasa hii kuna kuanga na kuna nile game ya advantages na disadvantages. Kuna hii kucheza shule, advantages of A and disadvantages. So it's the same hapa. Ukichukua version yenye iko very advanced, not many people have it. Like, for example, to compare Android 7 na Android 16. If app yako ina support Android 7, then ita support Android 16. The minimum Android 7, 16 ishapita hapa. But if the minimum ni Android 16, then user wa Android 7 hataweza kuinstall app kwa simu yake. So it's a game of like a balance. So na Play Store like Google wanatuonyesha an estimate of how many people wataweza kuaccess app yako. Hapo chini, just below the minimum SDK kuna text. Your app will run on approximately 99.2% of devices. So that means watu 99% wako na simu ya Android 7 kuendelea. Ukitaka even more users, unaweza shuka uende Android 5 ama something. Then remember, in the game of features, if features zako unataka kuna features fulani advanced nini, you know how to go about that. Then build configuration language, hiyo tunachekua hiyo of default, then finish. Yeah, we're almost done. I know the engineer tulikuwa naye some hajaweza kurudi online some reason. Yeah, generating resources, this takes like 2 or 3 minutes. You can see things opening, we allow that. We also exclude folders. Hapa chini kuna Microsoft Defender ya exclude. Okay, it has disappeared. How do we get it? Kuna pale top right kuna notification icon. Yeah, good. Hapo. We will exclude. Click your exclude folders. The reason we mostly choose this the like to avoid like Android to check your operating system to check kila time if this app is malicious. Like you are creating this app, so you know it's not harmful to the computer. Maybe Yeah. So from now disappeared kidogo. So ndo nilikuwa nasema some things happening kwa computer sahi which about the app and we need to know what is happening. So how do we do that? Tuna hapa chini tuna inasema tunaona some text importing Vidora Gladly project, alafu tunaona ka progress bar hapo. Then on the left side kabisa hapa katikati kuna some kanoti hapo, tusonge juu kidogo. Aha, good hapo. Let's click hiyo, click button icon. Hii ndio inatuonyeshanga what exactly is happening. Hapa tunaona something has downloaded. Gradle Diamond started in 6 seconds, whatever may be a mess. So this e-process ikimaliza, which we actually don't need to understand what is happening. Huu unangoja tu imalize, then you move to the next step. After this is done, tuna pale juu kabisa, tuna some text, add configuration katikati ya page pale juu. Aha, good. Kando yake kuna some icon inakaa ya play kama ile tumezoea kuona ya play video YouTube ama nini. So that app, that icon is something we will be using very much. Hiyo inakuanga ya run. You want like to run the app on your device ama on an emulator or something, to use that icon. Yeah, so that's it. Then there's a way I think this can take some minutes for the first time. So then kulikuwa na hii part ya kutumia kutumia Kiro. Some more things nilitaka kufanya which an engineer had invited. Then something happened. I leave. Okay, I can't call him now because I'll like have to leave the meeting. So tunaongea baadaye after the session and see if he will be available tomorrow. Yeah, so I think with that, let's just try to find as much as we've done up to that point. Then, what else do we do? Let's just do that. There are so many things kujafanya bado, but I think that can be enough for today. Thanks for everyone mwenye me persist, for those who have helped me share the screen. Because if I was to like share my screen, yangu ingekuwa so fast, you couldn't notice some things ziki happen. Like you see, like this the first time this an app is being installed on Vidora's computer probably. So unaona like kuna that slowness or something, you need to like see that happening ili ukiona iki happen kwa computer yako utaona it's normal. There's nothing out of the normal. Kila kitu ina happen as it should happen. Yeah, so thanks to everyone for sharing their screen, for sharing your opinions, for asking questions, for helping us move together. And as we wind up, I'll check on, do you have any questions hapa? Mary asks Joseph, umesema hii hapa Android Studio iko na challenges gani kwa laptop? Okay, Mary, Android Studio sometimes inaweza kuwa okay, iko resource intensive. Resource intensive humaanisha ina consume RAM kubwa, ina consume storage kubwa like the hard drive and yeah, basically that. Now for that inaweza fanya computer yako ikuwe a bit slower when you have opened it. Like okay, hapa haiwezi fanya computer yako ikuwe slow if haijafunguka. So if you're not using it, uifunge normal speed, normal operations huwa zina So reliability, our route just becomes too slow. It's the same with apps, how apps relate to operating systems ama computers. So I hope nimejibu hiyo. You and anyone else who had that question, unaweza sharing like right, Google Play Console friendly. Google Play Console link. Let me share it. It is. Let me see. Let me share the link. Someone will need it. Console link. That's it. It is an issue downloading components. I think you can like restart tena Henry ama ufunge app uifungue tena. See, sijui kama uliweza kuisolve. Titus, check the internet connection. I think you are helping Henry. Says warning error card pairing SDK. I had retried. Henry, unaweza ni text after this kuone how we will fix that. Then Vivian has raised the hand. Vivian, unaweza mute tuambie what do you have to say.
Oh, I am asking, console yako umelishalipia?
Yangu nishalipia. That's why we can. Actually, before you have access to anything for your console, you have to pay that $25.
Okay. Alafu now you're done with my screen, now you can stop sharing.
Yes. Thank you very much, actually, for sharing that. So you can stop sharing. Yeah. So, do we have any other question, query, concerns?
Yes, I can see that Erastus suggested that we use a certain extension, but I tried using it right now, but it ain't working. So maybe you can demonstrate.
Yeah, probably you can text him because time, no, time tumesonga by. It's almost 11. So maybe
Okay.
Erastus, are you with us? So to
Maybe if he was able to download the files using the extension, and that one be.
Erastus seems like go around. I'll ask that for group and so that you can connect with him.
Okay, thank you.
Erastus to connect with Alvin. Do you have any other concern? Yes, Vivian?
Juu sasa umeniambia ni download hizo vitu zenye ziko kwa Vidora. Nafaa kungoja zimalize kudownload.
Zimaliza kudownload. Okay, hapa kwa hii Play Store, you just give it some minutes imalize so that like next time isikuwe na any issues.
Sawa.
Just bear with it kidogo tu imalize, then you're gonna zima computer baadaye.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any other concern? Erastus say something, so Alvin unaweza check hapo kwa in call messages. Yeah, then I promise I'll show a few of us how to test an app, to really do the testing your app. So I think you will text me because I actually need your email. You will text me. I'll send a message for group, probably mwenye hana my number or something, so that we can do the app testing and you see how it's done, how it goes. Yeah. So with that, do you have any other concern? No other issue. So we will stop